Girls back on coffee. What on God's green earth are you doing? Bizarre. Taylor's doing the robot to the music in his head. Okay.
Are we filming?
Yeah.
Did you turn it on?
Yeah, I turned it on.
You're a punk.
If anyone sticks around to the end of the video, it's gonna be a long one. Hi guys, so I am going to be doing my favorites of 2014 today. I know it's like already almost mid-month in January, but I wanted to do it. I've had a lot of requests for it and I thought it would be fun. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to be having mostly beauty favorites, and then I also have a few things that I really want to get a chance to use more next year, or I guess it's this year. So favorites, and then like hopefully future favorites. The very first favorite, and probably my most cherished favorite of this whole entire year, is something that really has nothing to do with makeup, but it is actually you guys. And I say that with the utmost sincerity because I feel like this year I have made 14,000 new friends, and that's really how I feel about you guys. To me, it's not like each person that subscribes is not a number to me. It's a human being that I might have a chance to interact with, and that's truly how I feel. And you know, people say to me like, why don't you have more subscribers? And I'm like, yeah, but also I have 14,000 subscribers, most of which I have never even spoken to, and I would like to, you know? So I don't know, I absolutely love talking to you guys. That's why I do my very best to answer all of my comments, or at least as many as I can possibly get to. And I love hearing your guys' comments. I love talking to you guys. That is the #1 reason I wanted to start a channel in the first place. I wanted to talk to people who love the same things I do and who might want to talk to me about those things. So thank you guys all so much for being so sweet. I never find like nasty comments in my comments sections, and I think it's just because you guys are just so sweet. On that note, if you guys ever just, like I said, I read every single one of my comments and I try to reply to every single one. If you guys ever have questions for me, I don't care if it's about makeup or life or like spinach or dogs, it doesn't even matter, just ask away. And if you guys want to tell me a story, I love that kind of thing. I love to get to know people. I love to hear about people's lives. I love to hear about people's day. Like, leave it in the comments. Write me a letter. My address is down in the description bar. Write me a letter. Like, tell me something funny that happened to you today. I'm not even kidding. Like, I would love that, and it would make my day more than you could even know. So I just want you guys to know that that's how I feel about you. So anyway, I'm gonna get into my favorites now before this video becomes really, really long. So I'm going to start off with just a couple of things that I hope to use more in this coming year. So the first one is this Revlon Color Burst Balm Stain. So this is just the balm stains that I'm sure you all have seen, and this one is in the color what? What color are you? And this one is in the color 001 Honey, and I'm wearing it right now. You can hardly really tell I'm wearing anything. Sometimes I like that just because I've said before that I'm not always like the biggest lover of wearing lipstick. I love to buy it and play with it and look at it and like drool over it, but I don't always love to wear it. So the next thing that I'm hoping to get a chance to use more is my ANSR Beam. Now this you may not have ever heard of. This is not something I've ever heard of talked about on YouTube. What am I talking about? I actually got this when I was in esthetician school, so that was like 2011, I think. But it is a little device like this, and it is actually an LED light therapy device. So sometimes it, like certain spas, if you go and get a facial and then you can opt to add in LED light therapy to your facial, sometimes they'll use this one. There's a lot of different contraptions that they'll use, but this is one of them. You're supposed to like go over your face. I can do a video on it if you want to. Just let me know, but that is one of the other things on my list. And the third thing that I'm looking forward to trying and using a lot more this year is my planner. So I got this last year because it actually started in August, and it is by Kate Spade, and it says 2015, but it is like a 17-month planner or whatever, so it started mid last year and then goes through 2015, but I can't really do that. I can't use my planner before it's time. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like new year, new planner, that's just how I roll. And I always get super excited like mid-year to buy my planner for the next year. I go on a hunt and I look around and I shop around and I find just the perfect one, and it's like a big deal for me, so I know I'm weird, but that is my life. Penelope, stop it. Another thing that I kind of really want to do this year is revisit my piercing obsession. I used to have like snake bites. I've gotten those a few times. I didn't have rings. I just had little like diamond studs here. And I always wanted like a spider bite, which is two right next to each other. They're like so tiny and I think they're really cute. They're not like clunky and like icky looking. I really liked it. And I've been thinking about getting a septum piercing, just like the dainty little rings, not the ones that come out like this, but just the dainty little ones that have like gold and they're like ornate and pretty, you know? I know that as I'm saying this and as you're watching this, my mom is firing off a text to me like, don't pierce your face again. I don't know, what do you guys think? I mean, I'm gonna do it if I wanna do it, but I don't know. I'm just curious to know like how that would go over. So I don't know. Let me know what you think. I may or may not take it into consideration, but just know that that might be happening. So now on to my 2014 beauty favorites. I didn't go super crazy with these. I did not really break them up into categories. I just kind of did it. The first thing I wanted to talk about is something that I've had a lot of requests to talk about, and that is my MAC Fix Plus concoction. I use it in place of just plain Fix Plus. A lot of people use Fix Plus to wet their pigments and make it go on really shiny and foil and like stay really well and stuff. But even so, I find a lot of times that pigments, once they dry kind of, they get a little bit squirrely and you end up with it on your brow bone and falling out and stuff, and it doesn't always stay perfectly. This helps it to stay so well. I just love it so much. This is not something I invented. A girl at the MAC store at my mall actually told me about this. So what it is half Fix Plus. So I bought a bottle of Fix Plus and I just filled it half with the Fix Plus and then saved the rest in another bottle. And then I fill it half with this softening lotion. So this is by MAC as well. So it's called MAC Lightful Marine Bright Formula Softening Lotion. So it's like a liquid. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's not like a lotion, like a thick cream or anything. It's like a liquid. And so I did half Fix Plus and half softening lotion. And then I added a few drops of MAC's Care Blend oils. The only thing I would say about these is that some people are very, very sensitive to the Care Blend oils. And if you know that you are, or you know that you tend to be sensitive to a lot of things, just leave this out. I mean, it really, you put like 6 drops in this whole bottle. So it's not like it changes much of like the effectiveness of the formula, so just mixing the two of these together is going to be just fine, and I think you're going to love the way that it works. I can't spend too much time on each one. This is going to be a long video. Okay, the next item is the BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfectors. Duh, I would be silly not to include this in my 2014 favorites. This is Opal. I also have Moonstone, which is actually which I actually prefer over Opal, but I love both of them. I don't know if you can tell in this lighting, but I put like a ton of Opal on my face today. I literally went crazy with it. This next favorite I'm not going to spend any time on because you guys know. Christian Dior Creme de Rose Lip Balm. Enough said. The next one I don't think I would have included in my favorites had this past week not happened. So this is the Sephora Instant Nail Polish Remover. It's like a little jar and you stick your finger in it and kind of like rub it on the sponge that's in there, and there's nail polish remover in there too, and it just takes your nail polish off so quickly and so painlessly. It's ridiculous. Last week I ran out of this. I am the kind of person that my nails need to be low maintenance or I'm just not even gonna bother. I just don't have that kind of time. I just don't. So this is the best nail polish remover I've ever used. I ran out of it. I tried to use like my, you know, drugstore, like in the swoopy bottle kind of thing. It's like pink, and I tried to use that because I was out of this, and it just like, my nail polish wouldn't come off. I don't know what the deal is. I'm like, I thought I used that stuff all growing up and it worked fine, but after using this, I just can't go back. I don't think I will ever go back. This is a must-have. Okay, I want to talk about 2 foundations that are in my favorites this year, and that is because my skin started off oily this year. That's upside down. This is the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus foundation. This is the shade in 30, and this is my summer shade. In the winter, I am 20. But I started off the year and like the first 3/4 of the year using this religiously. It is incredible for oily skin. I mean, it's hands down my favorite for oily skin. It's amazing. And the shade range is really awesome. I have a hard time finding my shade in foundation always, but Makeup Forever nails it. So this is great and I absolutely adore this, and I have like 2 other bottles, and if my skin ever gets oily again, I'm gonna go back to using it. And then the second foundation that I am currently using, because my skin is now dry somehow magically, is the Nars Sheer Glow Foundation. I am in the shade Mont Blanc, which is the second to lightest, and this is amazing. This formula is gorgeous and beautiful, and I can't get enough of it. All of my recent tutorials, this is what I have been wearing, and it's just incredible. I love the way that it wears and the way that it makes your skin look so beautiful and so natural. Okay, you have heard me talk about these before. These are my Makeup Forever Flash palettes. I have the bright colored one and this one, which I call the dirty one because they're kind of dirty colors. I really just kind of dove into this business this year. I had never really used them before on myself. I had just kind of used them for playing around when I worked at Sephora, but I love these so much. You can use them for so many different things, and I do try to work them into my tutorials from time to time just so you can kind of get an idea of things that you may not think about using, but I haven't in a while, so I think I'm going to do that again soon. Okay, 3 more. The next one is my gel liner from INGLOT. This is the number 77, and it is their matte formula. This is my favorite, this is my favorite gel liner at the moment. I just love it. I love that it dries really nicely and it sets up really nicely and doesn't smudge. I also love that it is a velvety matte finish, so it's not like flat matte where it just looks like cheap, kind of like plastic, and it's not shiny, but it's velvety. I cannot explain it in any other way. I hope you understand what I mean. And as far as eyeshadows go, my absolute hands down could not beat it this year favorite eyeshadows were by Makeup Geek. These are my Makeup Geek shadows. I'm dropping things. And I absolutely love these. I think that they have some of the most gorgeous matte shades and some of the most gorgeous colors in general. I just think that they are beautiful, and as far as blending, they could not be better. I also really love the foiled eyeshadows, and those are the first 5 here are the foiled formula, and I'm planning to use them more in tutorials. I have one already, which I'll link down below, but they're amazing and gorgeous, and Makeup Geek could not have done a better job, so I really love that. And my last favorite of 2014 is actually another Makeup Geek product, and they are Makeup Geek's blushes. So these 2 here and this one here are my Makeup Geek ones. The other ones are not, but these 3 are, and I just love them so much. I like them so much more than MAC blushes, which is what I have been using for a long time before that. But the Makeup Geek blushes, I just think the formula is so smooth and beautiful and easier to blend than MAC, at least in my experience. So these 2 here, Bliss and Smitten, I actually use as transition shades in my eyes sometimes. So I love doing that with blushes, using them as transition shades, because sometimes you can't quite find that perfect eyeshadow to use in your crease area that's also matte. And blush is the way to go if that's what you're looking for. That's just a little tip that I always do, and I never really talk about it, but yeah, so that is my last beauty favorite for 2014. If you guys have any requests for future videos, I know I've talked about doing another Huz Does video, which I want to do very, very soon, so if you have any ideas for that one, please leave them in the comments of this video so I can just have a place to go and find all of those, and I will be filming one of those very soon with Huz. And yeah, if you have any other requests, leave them down below too. I think that's it. Okay, I will see you in my next video. Bye!